Welcome back to another episode of Whispers of Orlon. So, the other day, a few events happened that made me think about Thorndike's experiment, specifically the one based on trial and error. So, Thorndike was a psychologist. He studied behavior and put forward laws and theories based on the experiments he conducted. And one such experiment is a trial and error one, in which a hungry cat was placed inside a box and a plate of food was kept outside the box. The cat had to figure out how to get out. There was a button that was fixed inside, and the cat had to figure this thing out and finally come out and it can have the food. So the experiment was repeated a number of times, and Thorndike put forward theory and conclusions based on his findings. But that is not what is relevant for us or in this discussion. Actually, the thing that is to be noted or to be understood is that there was a hungry cat and there was the food that was present outside all along. And what was hindering the cat was the box in which it was kept. The cat had to perform tasks, figure out, and finally understand how to get out so that it can satiate itself and eat food and quench its hunger. The thing is, we can either see it as an experiment or we can dig deeper and find different applications. And one easily stands out. That is, instead of the cat, if we place humans inside that box. And it is not something that we have to imagine. Just look around and we can see that we have accepted a system that has become like a sort of kind of a box that is keeping us within, and we are performing n number of tasks day after day, so that we are guaranteed or we are rewarded in money and safety. And how far this guarantee goes is a question for another day. And right now, what we have to focus on is that box. That box that we have so easily accepted and has willingly locked ourselves inside, not bothering to think about the population or the generation that we have created that is anxious and depressed but keeps performing what is expected out of them day after day, thinking that that is the only alternative or the only box that they can fit in. So, where is the solution or what is the solution? It is easy. It is understanding that there are different alternatives out there. Alternatives like choosing a flexible box. One can ask, isn't getting rid of all the boxes the answer? In an ideal world or ideal situation, yes, exactly that is the answer. Because all of us have free will and no box can contain us. Or we cannot say that any box is enough to contain the diversity that humans hold. So, but the problem is, it is not an ideal world, and in the current scenario, there are limitations, and we have to choose one form of box or the other. Um, and there are alternatives, more flexible boxes out there. For example, we can choose a life that is more simple and meaningful, that is rooted in our origin and living, rather than choosing or chasing conveniences day after day. And that too, conveniences that only do any good to one part of the population that keeps thriving and growing. So, to conclude, all of us are inside a box that we chose willingly or unwillingly and have molded ourselves to fit inside. And the thing is, changing this doesn't have to be drastic or radical. It can be as small as understanding the fact that there are different alternatives out there, like choosing a box that means something to you. And that is where real change or real living happens. And that is all for today. And I hope you find stories in your shadows and that your life happens in the moments in between. Take care. Bye bye.